Hello. The next topic, followed by the golden rules, the concept of user interface design is user interface analysis and design. Here, how you are going to design the user interface, how you are going to analyze and design based on some factors. That is, the first one is interface analysis and design models. So, what are the different models we can able to take into consideration while designing the interface? There are four different models that are available. That is, the first one is when a user interface is to be analyzed and designed, a human engineer or the software engineer establishes a user model. The software engineer creates a design model. The end user develops a mental image that is often called user's mental model or the system perception. That is how the end user or the customer is going to use your interface, that is called your user's mental model, and the implementers of the system create an implemental model. Unfortunately, each of these models may differ significantly. Your role as an interface designer is to reconcile these differences and derive a consistent representation of the interface. The first one is the user model, establishes the profile of end users of the system in his introductory column of interface design. To build an effective user interface, all design should begin with an understanding of the intended users, including profiles of their age, gender, physical abilities, educational, cultural, and ethnic background, motivation, goals, and personality. In addition, users can be categorized as, that is, users will be different kinds. The first type of users are novices, the second kind of users are knowledgeable, intermittent users, and third type of users are knowledgeable, frequent users. Novices means there won't be any syntactical knowledge of the system and only some little system knowledge will be there of the computer usage. The next one is knowledgeable and intermittent users are reasonable semantic knowledge of the application but relatively low recall of syntactic information necessary to use the interface. They are somewhat better than the novices, that is non-knowledgeable users, but somehow they can able to recall the information when they forgot. Next one is knowledgeable frequent users, that is they are well at their semantics and syntax, that is syntactic knowledge, that often leads to the power user syndrome, that is individual who looks for better shortcuts and abbreviates modes of interaction. Next one is the user's mental model, that is system perception, is the image of the system the end user carry in their heads. So how the user able to think, that is will be mentioned in user's mental model. For example, if the user of a particular word processor were able to describe its operation, the system perception would guide the response. That is, the accuracy of the description will depend upon the user's profile and overall familiarity with the software in the application domain. A user who understands word processor fully but has worked with a specific word processor only once might actually be able to provide a little complete description of its function that the novice who has spent weeks to try to learn them. That is, the knowledgeable person will learn the things very fast and novice person user will take weeks of time to learn about the software or system. And depending upon the software, the mental model is going to understand the way in which they are going to understand the software. The implementational model combines the outward manifestation of the computer based system coupled with all supporting information, that is books, manuals, help files that describes interface syntax and semantics. That is how the model is going to be, how the interface is going to be implemented by providing some resources in order to study about the software or system. And the next one is the process. That is, there must be some process in order to better working of a system. That is here, the analysis and design process for user interfaces is iterative. That is, the tasks will be repeated many number of times in this process. That's why it is called as iterative process and can be represented using a spiral model. So in this, the user interface, we are going to use the process. In terms of process, we are using the spiral model where we have discussed in the previous chapters. Referring to the figure, the user interface analysis designs begins at the spiral and encompasses 4 different framework activities. That is, interface analysis and modeling. Next one is interface design. The third one is interface construction, and the fourth one is interface validation. That is, the first one, interface analysis, focuses on profile of users who will interact with the system. That is, they will understand the profile of the users, their skill level, business understanding, and the general information they have recorded. That will be analyzed in the first phase. And once general requirements have been defined, a more task analysis will be conducted, and the analysis of the user environment focuses on physical environment. Among that, the questions will be, where will be the interface be located physically? Will the user be sitting, standing, or performing other tasks unrelated to the interface? The next one is, does the interface hardware accommodate space, light, or noise constraints? Constraint means any kind of problems or conditions the interface hardware will be giving. Are there special human factors considerations driven by environmental factors? So these are the questions that are being done, the analysis. The next one is, the goal of interface design is to define the set of interface objects and actions that enable a user to perform all defined tasks in a manner that meets every usability goal defined for the system. Interface construction normally begins with the creation of prototype that enables usage scenarios to be evaluated. As the iterative design process continues, a user interfaces toolkit may be used to complete the construction of interface. That is, in the interface construction, a prototype, that is a predefined model, will be used in order to making the usage scenarios. It will be as we are using the iterative design process, more and more interactions will be done. And the last one is interface validation. It focuses on the ability of the interface to implement every user task correctly, to accommodate all task variations, and to achieve all general user requirements. Next one is the degree to which the interface is easy to use and easy to learn, and the user's acceptance of the interface as a useful tool in their work. That is, validating means some kind of thing that we are going to get adapting. That is, we are going to ability of the interface to implement every user task correctly. That is, if the user interact with the system in performing the task by task, it must be able to give correct solutions according to the user requirements, and how far it is easy to use and easy to learn, and the user's acceptance of the interface as a useful tool in their work. Thank you.